Dear students, welcome again. Today we will discuss a very important topic, concavity and convexity of curves. Let us consider a curve y is equal to fx in a closed interval ab. Let us suppose that function is continuous and possess tangent at every point in open interval ab. Then at any point on the curve, let's draw a tangent. Then we have three possibilities. First one is that both portions of the curve lie above the tangent to the curve at point P. In this case, we say that curve is concave upward. Both portions of the curve lie above the tangent at point P. That is, derivative of the function changes sign from negative to positive, and at this point second order derivative of the function is positive. That is, P is the point of minima. Second possibility is that both portions of the curve lie below the tangent at point P. Then we say that curve is concave downward at point P. Curve is concave downward at point P. Third possibility is that both portions of the curve lie on both sides of the tangent to the curve at point P. One portion of the curve lie above the tangent to the curve and one portion lie below the tangent to the curve at point P. Then point P will be the point of inflection on the curve. At this point, second order derivative of the function will be equal to 0. Now we discuss the working method to find the concavity and convexity of curves. First step is find second order derivative of the curve or function. Second step is find the interval where second order derivative is positive, and in this interval curve will be concave upward or convex downward. The interval in which second order derivative is negative, that interval is the interval of concave downward, that is convex upward. Third is that to find the point of inflection, we evaluate second order derivative and we find the values for which second order derivative is equal to 0. For that values, we check next order derivative, that is third order derivative. If third order derivative is not equal to 0 at any point x equal to a, for which second order derivative is equal to 0, then we say that x equal to a is a point of inflection. Note that this d2y upon dx square is equal to 0 is not sufficient condition for graph of fx to have a point of inflection. In general, if a point x equal to c, at a point x equal to c, fnc, that is nth order derivative at point c, is not equal to 0 when n is even, then x equal to c is not a point of inflection. And if at point c, fnc, that is nth order derivative at point c is equal to 0 for some even n, and next order derivative, that is fn plus 1th derivative at point c is not equal to 0, then curve has a point of inflection at point c. That is, we can say that even order derivative at point c is equal to 0 and next order derivative at point c is not equal to 0, then we say that x equal to c is a point of inflection. Let us take some examples to find or to show the curve to be concave upward or concave downward, or to find the intervals for which given curve is concave upward or concave downward. Suppose that we have a curve y is equal to e raised to power x. Let us take first order derivative, then second order derivative is equal to e raised to power x. For concave upward, second order derivative must be positive, and we know that e raised to power x is always positive for all values of x in real. It means e raised to power x is always positive for all real values, that is second order derivative of this function is always positive for all real values. This means this curve is always concave upward. Now we take another function y is equal to log x. Dy upon dx will be equal to 1 by x. Second order derivative d2y upon dx square will be equal to minus 1 by x square. Clearly x square is always positive and minus 1 upon x square is always negative for all values of x, all real values of x. This means second order derivative is always negative for all values of x in the domain of function y is equal to log x. This means this function is always, or curve of this function is always concave downward, because second order derivative is negative for all values of x in the domain of function y is equal to log x. Let us take another example. Y is equal to x raised to power 1 by 3. First order derivative dy upon dx is equal to 1 by 3 x raised to power minus 2 by 3, and d2y upon dx square is equal to minus 2 by 9 x raised to power minus 5 by 3. Clearly, it is clear that d2y upon dx square does not exist at x equal to 0, because d2y upon dx square is equal to minus 9 upon minus 2 upon 9 x raised to power minus 5 by 3. This can be written as minus 2 by 9 1 upon x raised to power 5 by 3. This means second derivative at x equal to 0 does not exist. And second order derivative is always positive for all negative values of x, and this is negative for all positive values of x. This means second order derivative changes sign at x equal to 0. This means x equal to 0 is a point of inflection. Second order derivative is negative for x less than x greater than 0 and positive for x less than 0. This means x equal to 0 is a point of inflection. When x equal to 0 and value of y is equal to x raised to power 1 by 3 is equal to 0, it means x equal to 0, y equal to 0. This is the point of inflection of the curve. Suppose that we have another curve y is equal to x raised to power 4. First order derivative yx cube 4x cube. Second order derivative is equal to 12x square. Third order derivative is equal to 24x. Fourth order derivative is equal to 24, and fifth order derivative is equal to 0. Now second order derivative is equal to 0 for x equal to 0. second order derivative will be equal to 0 when x equal to 0, and third order derivative is also equal to 0 for x equal to 0, but fourth order derivative is not equal to 0 for x equal to 0. It means odd order derivative of y at x equal to 0 is 0, but next even order derivative is not equal to 0 at x equal to 0. It means x equal to 0 is not a point of inflection. For concave upward, d2y upon dx square must be positive. That implies 12x square one minute 12x square, which is second order derivative of the function, is positive for all x real. This means this curve is always concave upward, and x equal to 0 is the point of inflection. Now we take another example. Y is equal let us take another example. Fx is equal to log of x. This can be written as log of x upon log of a. F dash x will be equal to 1 by x into 1 by log a, and f double dash x, that is second order derivative, will be equal to minus 1 by x square 1 by log a. For all a, when a is greater than 1, second order derivative is negative for all values of x. This means this curve is always concave downward for all values of x whenever x is greater than 1. This means fx is concave upward. Suppose that we have another curve y is equal to 2 minus x square. Let us take another example, example 3. Here y is equal to 2 minus x square, dy upon dx will be equal to minus 2x, d2y upon dx square is equal to minus 2. Clearly d2y upon dx square is equal to minus 2 is always negative for all values of x, all real values of x. This means this curve is concave downward for all real x. Again, second order derivative greater than 0 is not possible, because d2y upon dx square is equal to minus 2, which is a constant. This condition is not possible for any value of x. This means this curve is not concave upward for any real values of x. Also, second order derivative is not equal to 0. This means this curve has no point of inflection. Let us take another example. Suppose we have a curve y is equal to x raised to power 5 by 3 minus 5x raised to power 2 by 3. Let us take dy upon dx. This will be equal to 5 by 3 x raised to power 2 by 3 minus 10 by 3 x raised to power minus 1 by 3. We differentiate y with respect to x, then dy upon dx will be equal to this one. Differentiating again with respect to x, we have 10 upon 9 x raised to power minus 1 by 3 plus 10 upon 9 x raised to power minus 4 by 3 is equal to 10 by 9 into x plus 1 upon x raised to power 4 by 3. clearly it is clear that in denominator we have x raised to power 4 by 3, and this will be equal to, denominator will be equal to 0 when x equal to 0. That means d2y upon dx square does not exist at x equal to 0, and d2y upon dx square is equal to 0 means x is equal to minus 1. The possible point of inflection may be equal to x equal to 0, x equal to minus 1. Let us check. Because second order derivative does not change sign at x equal to 0 but changes sign at x equal to minus 1. When x is slightly less than minus 1 and x is greater than slightly minus 1, d2y upon dx square changes its sign. This means x equal to minus 1 is a point of inflection. Let us take another example. Suppose we have a curve y is equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 1. First order derivative is equal to 3x square minus 12x plus 9. Second order derivative is equal to 6x minus 12, and third order derivative is equal to 6.